When Peace Learned to Breathe After the Sirens. Rising Peace, Section 7, Episode 3. The sirens stopped before dawn. They always did, leaving behind a silence heavier than the noise itself. A silence that did not mean safety. Only pause. The echoes faded. The windows settled. And the stillness arrived. Watchful. Unresolved. In a narrow street not far from the border, Leah stood in her kitchen. Her hands rested on a chipped countertop. She waited for her breathing to slow. Her chest still carried the rhythm of the night. Her son slept on the hallway floor, wrapped in a blanket he had outgrown years ago. He did not cry when the sirens came. He never did anymore. That frightened her more than the sound itself. "Why are you cast down, O my soul?" asks the psalmist. "Why are you disquieted within me?" Leah felt that disquiet now. Not panic, but numbness. Across the border, in a crowded neighborhood, Omar was awake for the same reason. Concrete dust never fully settled there. His daughter clutched his arm, her small body rigid long after the explosions stopped. When she finally slept, he did not move. He watched the ceiling, counting cracks the way he once counted sheep as a boy. Neither Leah nor Omar knew the other's name. Neither knew the name of the other's child. Both woke to the same question the morning after violence always leaves behind. How do we live now? War teaches people how to run, how to hide, how to survive the night. But the aftermath asks something harder. It asks people to remain. In the days that followed, Leah returned to her work as a trauma counselor. The clinic reopened. Cracked walls, missing windows. But the chairs were still there. That mattered. Children came first. They always did. Some would not speak. Others spoke without stopping, reliving moments their young minds could not yet carry. Leah listened. Again and again. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. Not close in theory. Close in rooms like this. Close enough to stay. Omar joined neighbors clearing rubble from a nearby school. No one told them to do it. Aid might come later. Officials might argue. But children needed somewhere to go now. He lifted broken desks, brushed glass from notebooks, tried not to imagine how easily his daughter could have been inside. Someone asked him why he bothered. Because life has to begin again somewhere. Those who hope in the Lord shall renew their strength. Omar did not feel renewed, but he showed up anyway. Neither Leah nor Omar spoke of reconciliation. The word felt too large, too polished. What they practiced instead was something humbler. Restraint. Refusal. Choice. Leah refused to let grief become hatred. Omar refused to let loss turn into revenge. Anger offered energy. Anger simplified the world. Anger promised justice, but delivered more graves. "Blessed are the peacemakers," said Jesus. Not the winners, not the loudest, but those who choose repair over ruin. Again and again, Leah attended a quiet workshop. Israeli and Palestinian medical workers. No cameras, no statements. Stories shared carefully. A doctor spoke of children wounded by shrapnel. A nurse spoke of children who wet their beds after sirens. The details differed. The pain did not. No one debated. No one argued. They listened. Peace did not look like agreement. It looked like recognition. Weeks later, Omar worked beside 8 volunteers, passing boxes, clearing debris, sharing silence. One volunteer paused and prayed. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Omar nodded. Tears surprised him. Healing did not erase memory. Rebuilding did not cancel grief. Trauma did not disappear. But something else began to grow. Children returned to classrooms, patched together with hope and tape. Parents learned to breathe again. Slowly. Imperfectly. Pain remained. But it no longer owned everything. This is how peace rises after the sirens. Not dramatically. Not all at once. Not on the evening news. It rises when violence is refused the final word. When grief is honored. When trauma is named. Peace does not ask us to forget. It asks us to remember without destroying the future. The sirens will sound again. The wounds are deep. But every day after the noise fades, a choice remains. To rebuild. To heal. To let love outlast fear. This is rising peace. Not born in treaties. But in kitchens. In clinics. In ruined schools. In quiet rooms. Where broken hearts learn. Slowly. To breathe again. Reflection question: how does this story challenge the idea that peace begins with agreements rather than daily human choices? Where in your own life are you living in an aftermath, a place where the crisis has passed but healing is still unfinished? What emotions make peace feel most difficult for you? Fear, anger, grief, or exhaustion? How do the lives of Leah and Omar reveal peace as restraint rather than passivity? In what ways can listening become an act of peacemaking in your relationships or community? How does Scripture's promise that God is close to the brokenhearted reshape the way you view suffering, your own and others? What small act of rebuilding, emotional, spiritual, or relational, might rising peace be inviting you to practice today? If this reflection moved your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to support this ministry. Your support helps spread reflections like rising peace to those seeking hope, faith, and healing in a wounded world. Thank you for walking this journey with us. Deacon Paul Pham.